Ryan, I think it's been a while since Trayvion's had to fight this hard to get yards. I guess just watching him work through that today, how do you think he did?
I was proud of him, proud of our guys for working through a gritty game like this. It's not untypical of a Penn State game. It's not what we didn't expect. I thought it would be very much like it happened. Certainly frustrating. We're going to go back on this film and look at it and learn a lot from it and grow from it and pull our hair out from it. But we kept swinging away. And like you said, whether it was Trey or the offense or the defense, just across the board, I thought we were gritty. We didn't panic. We kept swinging, and that's what these games are going to take. And now at the second half of the season, we're 2-0. That was the goal. The goal was just to win the game. We weren't trying to get style points in a game against Penn State. That's not how it works. I mean, you got to just win the game, and we did that. Kicked some field goals, didn't convert down in the red zone, but we didn't go away from the run game, like you said. We kept working at it, and it was great to see us kind of squirt some there in the second half.
A lot of penalties, a lot of mental mistakes, especially on the offensive line. Did CJ say anything in those moments?
Sure. Yeah, a lot of people are saying things. We got to do a better job there. Early on, I don't know if it was jitters or what it was, but we kind of got jammed up there, and just and then in that last drive there, whenever that drive was, we had a couple double counts that the guys jumped, and that's unacceptable. Well, we got to do a better job with that for sure if we're going to continue.
Guys, we got to hold the questions to one because we got a lot of people that want to ask. Right next door, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Ryan, CJ misses what looks like a pretty easy pitch and catch to Chris. Trey has that costly false start, but you kept going back to those guys and putting them in big positions late in the game. Like, how does that trust with those two playmakers kind of evolve here over the course of the year? You
can't flinch in games like this. I've been in there, been there before, where all of a sudden you flinch and you start to get nervous. That's not the way we're going to play. I mean, guys are going to make mistakes, and we got to just keep moving on. Now we got to learn from those, because if we clean those things up, I don't know what the score looks like, but we've got to do a better job in those areas. I think we'll look back and see that we made some mistakes that are going to cost us in other games. But that being said, we still did those things, worked through those things, and still got the win, and that's what I'm proud of.
Fourth row middle, Jared Smalley, WCMH.
All right. CJ just told us that he noticed at times Penn State was calling out some of the plays, that they kind of had that insight. So he comes over. Is that communication happens on the sideline, and how do you react to that information?
That's something that happens just about in every game. They have certain tendencies, and they'll call things out, and sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong, and that's all part of it. They call run, and sometimes they're right. Sometimes they call pass, and they're right. And we do have tendencies, and but that's what also makes the play action work and the naked works and different things like that. So, I think they did a really good job. They had a very good plan coming in, and you can tell they worked hard on it, because gave us a bunch of looks that we hadn't quite prepared for. We expected that. We knew we weren't just going to get base defense, and I think they maybe played it just a few snaps. They were coming every snap, and that's what we're going to get when you're a high explosive offense. Is the guys are going to come after you, and we got to handle that a little better.
Over to the right, Clay Hall, WSYX.
Defense ran hot and cold, but you got some sacks and you got a defensive touchdown. Jerron Cage, the speed factor.
Yeah, and the ball security was like, he was carrying it like a loaf of bread at times, but it was great to see him running down the field. This is a guy who's been through it in this program. He's been through a lot. I'm very proud of Jerron, but how about the play by Zach and Tyreek to get that ball out of there? The play by Cam Brown on the double move with Dotson was tremendous play. That's competitive excellence right there. It was good to see our defense play like they did. We did some good things on offense, but defense won this game, in my opinion. I thought they played gritty, they played hard, they got 2 turnovers, and if our defense could play like they did tonight, we got a chance to be really good.
Second row middle, Rob Aller, Columbus Dispatch.
You had fourth and short late. Once you made it, once you didn't, could have had field goals. How much of that is just your personality? You always talk about being aggressive. Is that who you are? And how much of it is showing that trust in the offense and the guys?
A little bit of both. I felt like certainly we had to kick the field goal at the end to make it a 2-score game. And then we were going to go for it on the one, and then Trey, fell out of his shoes a little bit there, and then we decided to kick the field goal. I thought the 4th and 2, we had the right play on at that time on that hash. The down and distance was set up. I think it was 4th and 2, and you'll have to look at the film and see what happened. But it kind of played out similar to what we thought, and just didn't connect on it.
Over here, front row right, Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
Right. It seemed like at times the throw that CJ missed, and Trayvion maybe some holes he would have wanted to hit differently, or Whippler with some of the snaps, like some of the freshman mistakes. Like they haven't played in a lot of close games. I guess you would rather learn from a win than a loss. But did you notice that? And how impressed are you with the way they handled that?
I thought we kept swinging, and that's we didn't have our heads down or anything like that. And and then in the moments like that, you kind of rely on some of the older guys to kind of help out and to see Chris make that big touchdown. And that kind of broke things a little bit for us because, like you said, we were a little rigid there for a while. We couldn't quite get going, and that kind of helped us out a little bit. We started playing with more confidence after that, but. It's different than it was early in the season where, guys can start doubting themselves. I don't think you saw any of that coming on. We knew it was going to – they're a good defense. I mean, they're one of the top defenses in the country and give up 14 points a game, and they've always been that way. They've been playing for a long time, a veteran group back there. And so we kind of expected some of this. What we didn't expect was, like you said, some of those penalties and just, lack of execution. But when you're playing against better competition, you got to be on point. Little things show up. And so awesome to learn from and still get the win.
Right next door, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
You talked this week about the pressure you expected to get from Penn State. I guess just what did you think of the offensive line's response to that, and I guess CJ's response to that?
Well, I think when you're playing against a style of defense like that, you're high risk, high reward. So there's going to be plays where you can get yourself off schedule, and certainly with the penalties, we got ourselves off schedule, which that really bothers me. But then you also get some big hits, like we did on the big play to Chris. We got the big run by Trey, and that's kind of a herky-jerky game, and it gets a team like us sometimes a little bit out of rhythm. And so, we got to go back and think about in games like that how we can do a better job of getting in rhythm.
Right in the middle, Steve Hellwagon, 24/7 Sports.
Yeah, Coach, you guys got this one out, and you don't have time to celebrate or anything. You're going back on the road next week.
Yep.
4 games left in 4 weeks. You saw Michigan State won today. Just your thought about what this next 4 weeks is going to be like, and I know you take it one game at a time.
That's exactly right. It's a great question. I think when you look at the college football right now, it's about surviving and moving on, especially with the teams that we're playing, and that's all we can worry about. And we're playing some really good teams here moving forward. We're going on the road next week. It's going to be a big challenge for us because you got to bring it every week. And I think that's what you're seeing across the board. The guys who do bring it every week are being rewarded, and we got to do that. We got to keep doing it. And it's 1 game seasons. It's March Madness, and you win, you survive, you move on, and that's where we're at right now. And we have to bring it every week because a lot of these teams are dangerous and capable of beating us. But I just a couple things I just thought of before we finish up, Jerry. It was just I want to thank. Just Buckeye Nation, the student section. Half an hour before the game, it was a packed house. The student section was rocking. The whole red out scenario was great. Everybody involved with that, and with Gene Smith and the administration, I thought it was tremendous. Our guys were really excited about that, and the crowd was excellent. I mean, they were into it the whole game. That was a great atmosphere. I can't sit here and tell you that I enjoyed the whole game because it wasn't that way for me. But I know we're going to sit back and enjoy this tonight because it was a wonderful atmosphere. One of the best atmospheres there are in college football right here in Columbus. And what a game, what a win. And I'm proud of everybody involved. And I hope that everyone had a good time because it was one great atmosphere.
We got time for just a couple more folks. I want to be able to get some players in here. Bill Rabinowitz, front row, Columbus Dispatch.
First, why do you think the run game struggled as much as it did early in the game? And in hindsight, do you think you'll look back at this as a game that it was good that you had a struggle like this after the last month you've had?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And I think a couple of guys already mentioned that to me, that maybe this is a good thing. But that being said, when you look at the stat sheet, almost 500 yards of total offense against a very good defense, to me, if you finish off these drives in the red zone, it looks a lot different. And maybe we just say it was a tough, gritty game, and we got 33, you score a couple more points, maybe you're in the mid-40s where we should be. So against good defenses, if we can get into the 500-yard range, then we're okay. To me, it's about putting points on the board. But to answer your question, I think the answer is yes. Yes.
I think the struggles with the run game.
Yeah, I think that, I guess what did we end up running for? Just under 200 yards, I guess. And so, we want to be at 250, so we're a little short there. But again, when you're going against a good defense like this, that's how it goes. You don't just go down the field and score every possession. That's not how it works. But doing a better job on third down and doing a better job in the red zone is how you convert and score points in big games like this, and we could have done a better job tonight.
Far left, Adam Rittenberg, ESPN.
Yeah, Ron, you mentioned the defense. What's enabled you guys to be making more plays on that side of the ball since early in the season?
I honestly think it's experience, but I also think we've done a good job with some of the schemes and changing up the looks for the quarterback, and we have to keep doing that. We're going to have to stay a step ahead of everybody we play. But guys you're starting to see guys make plays who maybe guys didn't know about a month ago, and you're seeing guys show up. So it's a lot of confidence that's been built to me over the last couple months.
And final question behind me, Pete Thamel, Yahoo.
Ryan, you said you're not into style points and you're in a March Madness mode. The college football playoff standings come out Tuesday. What should people make of these Buckeyes?
Yeah, well, I think when you look at a game like this, Penn State to me is one of the better defenses in the country and a really strong team year in and year out. And I think this is a gritty win, and to win the way we did with not even playing our best ball and converting down in the red zone, I think it says a lot about where we are and how well we've played over the last month. And I think you can see this thing building. But with the teams that we're about to play, over the next month, as long as we keep building and staying strong, then I think our body of work is going to speak for itself.
Great. Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.